Welcome back to Biomindscape. Today we are going to know the steps of life cycle of yeast, that is Saccharomyces cerevisiae. It shows in the figure. It shows that the yeast can reproduce both asexually and sexually, and it exists an haploid, that is N, and diploid, that is represented as 2N form. So haploid yeast cell, the yeast cell exists as an haploid cell with one set of chromosome, and there are two mating types, the alpha type and the A type. So these are not male and female, only mating types. And asexual reproduction is by budding, that is a haploid phase. Where the haploid yeast cell reproduced by budding, a small outgrowth bud is formed. The nucleus divides by mitosis, and one nucleus enters the bud and the bud separates, forming a new haploid cell. And this can happen in both haploid and diploid cell. The mating is sexual reproduction begin when this alpha and haploid cell come close and they recognize each other and the cell wall dissolve at the contact point. Cytoplasma fusion, that is plasmogamy, and nuclear fusion, that is karyogamy, so which result in the diploid zygote, that is 2N. Then diploid zygote, this cell has two set of chromosome. It can be reproduced asexually by budding or enter sexual cycle under unfavorable condition. Example of unfavorable condition is lack of nutrition and stress environment. The meiosis, that is a reduction division. Here the diploid cell undergo meiosis, chromosome number reduces from 2N to the N, from diploid to the haploid, and the genetic variation is created. Now here the sporulation process is happening. After meiosis, yeast form a specialized structure. The diploid cell becomes an ascus, and inside the ascus the four haploid nuclei form, and this process is called the sporulation. Now ascus with the four haploid ascospores, and each nucleus get enclosed by a wall, forming a four haploid ascospore, that is a haploid, and these are sexual spore. Now it is a very important point here. The yeast belong to the ascomycete and each spore are called ascospore, and the structure is called as the ascus. So the next step which is occurring here is germination of ascospore. When the conditions become favorable, ascospore are released and each ascospore germinate, forming a haploid yeast cell. And the cycle start again. And this yeast, that is Saccharomyces cerevisiae, alter between haploid and diploid phase, and the haploid cell reproduced by budding. Opposite mating type fuses to form a diploid zygote which undergo meiosis and sporulation to produce the four haploid ascospore. Thanks for watching. Do like, share and subscribe.